This is our third and final year in Charlottesville. At this point, we're only recruiting to see if our name recognition has increased. Our first year, we had 100-something kids that wanted to come play for us and a few 4-stars. Then last year, same numbers, but with more 4-stars. So what we're looking for is for our final year for it to be a class where we really just get at the 4-stars. And we've done well, I think, taking a program that only won 3 games to 8 and a bowl game. So as you see here, the big difference is we already have kids that are in the top 15 at their position. And then now it's moving towards top 20. I think that's the difference. Is if we were to get these kids in the beginning, I think we would have been a team that won the ACC by now already. And that's no knock to the kids that we did get, because we got so many kids that were over 3-star that ended up being good for us. But right now, we're literally only going to recruit the 4-stars. So we ended up with 23 of those. And as you saw, I mean, we were very much capable of getting the 35 kids, even with the 10 from New York that we wanted to get. Now at this stage, redshirting, we're not going to redshirt anyone. We're just going to go through to show you the different players. So John Brown is back. I actually thought he was a senior, so that's weird. And then running back wise, Dubinsky's back, but there's a guy that's above him. With the actual receivers, we have 3 that are above the others, and we have a few of them. And at tight end, we have 4 of those that are there, 1 being above the others. So when we go to the depth chart, this might be really weird, but I don't feel like John Brown is progressing. Like, he's won us a lot of games, so he's still going to stay as the starting quarterback. But Patrick keeps coming up. And I don't know why my stomach's making all those noises, but Patrick keeps coming up at all these positions, and we're having to switch and find guys. So it's kind of getting hard to ignore Patrick at this point. Same thing here as a receiver. Why is he the 4th best receiver on the team and he's a quarterback? And I know what it is, the speed, but it's just really hard to ignore at this point. And I'm trying to get my other guys in the game. Cain is going to be the 4th receiver this year, which is cool, but it's still making me feel like at some point Patrick has to play. Tight end wise, same 3 guys as always. And now custom schedule. So we are a better team. We won a bowl game. And first thing is first, FCS East has to go. So we'll find somebody like Army upset us, so we have to get revenge on them. I don't even know if I paid attention enough to make it the home and away series that it should be. I just know Army has to pay for what they did, kind of sidetracking us last year. And then now, we need a team for TCU, so we'll go with Navy, another East Coast military school, and then Penn State wasn't a bad matchup, but yeah, we don't play games where we know there's a chance to lose. So Ohio isn't bad, but we're just trying to switch it up a little bit in terms of, I don't know what we're really trying to do, because Ohio's a team that we could beat. And I don't know if we're looking for teams that we can beat or if we're looking for teams that are closer. Or yeah, Pittsburgh is a team that'll eventually be one of our mainstay games. So I guess it makes sense. But then also, what I like to do is play week 1. So just being that the case, every year in this dynasty so far, I've tried to play week 1. We're just moving the schedule around a little bit. Like, ECU is not a bad game to start the season with, and now I just got to make sure we have enough of each That's 4, that's 5, and that's 6 away games. So yeah, the schedule looks a little bit better. It's still a B minus, which is not so bad, but I think this is a good schedule with a variety of teams. A little bit different than last year, except for the Army game. So as we get into it, at this point, man, I've done such a great job revitalizing this program, no matter what anyone says or how anyone feels. Even if you want to say that Virginia should be a top 10 team and all this stuff, I've literally done it with the players that were already there. And I think that always hurts any coach that gets replaced or fired when they win with the team you had. And I also get it just from that happening to me a few times. It doesn't hurt. It's just like, dang. It's like revisionist history. Because at the end of the day, they want us to finish in the top 25, win the ACC, play in a January bowl game. And obviously everyone's been waiting for this to happen. And yeah, like I said, you don't get hurt. You just think like revisionist history. What could I have done better? Or is there anything you could have done? And also, you just trust in what you helped those kids achieve to get to that point, because we all know it's not an overnight sensation. So first game we win by 1 score, which is the ridiculous theme of this whole series. Like, ECU shouldn't be so competitive. Now this time, Army that upset us last year, we got to get our revenge. So we beat them by 32. Now we got Wake Forest, so we're playing in conference games early, which is what we've actually been doing up to this point. And we are going to beat them by 1 score, which is fine. Like I always say, a win is a win. Now we got Duke, another team that is not really a football program, so we beat them by 2 scores. We got the Terps, who we've never lost to, I don't think, at this point. And when I say they're not a football program, that means that they're good at other sports, just not football, until like recent memory, and we beat them by like 3 scores. Well, 4 actually. Now we got NC State, the team we played a while back for the recruits to visit us. Well, Miami's going to be a tough game, so I'm going to skip over Miami. NC State, we get the win. Very close game, and Miami is our first loss of the year. We start 6-1. Now we got a tough game versus UNC. I'm pretty sure they just said they were 5-1. And we beat them by 23. We have a few recruits that have committed to us. We're 7-1 in the top 25 for the first time as the coach here at Virginia. Now we got an easy game. I don't know why it just glitched and showed that what it seemed like twice, so I'll have to figure that out. We have Navy. Georgia Tech's going to be a hard game. Virginia Tech's going to be a hard game. So I'm going to beat Navy, simulate those 2 games that we ended up losing. And then now we have Pittsburgh. We're 8-3, they're 7-4. We're here now at the end of the season. So we beat them, we get 9 wins. And we beat them by 3 scores convincingly. They don't even score. And now we're to that point where I guess we didn't play in the conference championship, and I think that's LaMichael James that just won the Heisman. And after everything we've done, going 9-3, being ranked in the top 25, we're going to be playing 6-6 Washington State in the Sun Bowl. I don't know how they select the bowl games. I know my goal was to get picked in a January 1 New Year's 6 bowl. We won 9 games, but those 2 losses at the end back-to-back against the power teams in the ACC is kind of what I think changed everything. And remember, we were in the top 25. And then we got moved back a little bit, even though we finished strong against Pittsburgh. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. Bowl game is a bowl game. I think I've played in this bowl game 150 times so far as a coach. Not to mention, I've actually been to it twice in real life. So, I guess I'm not so mad. I don't think this is a team that should give us too much trouble, but I've said that before with Colorado State, and you saw how that went. So let's just give Washington State their due respect and handle business. It looks like, I was about to say, who the hell's that in the middle? Isn't it usually the quarterback? But I guess not. It's some dude named Daly. That's not Chuck and a head coach, but he's in the middle. That's the only Daly I know. And I think, isn't that basketball, Chuck Daly, bro? The Pistons or whatever the case was. All right, so we're going to get the ball first, and that's our opportunity to make something happen. I didn't really do much with the depth chart in terms of trying to put like some of my freshmen in. Literally the best guys are in there. Hayes is, he was one move away, also half a move away. In terms of, he did one move, he was in space, and then kind of the second move that he did is what got him tackled. That was nice, though. I mean, like I said, this game, you could tell this engine is a little bit more smooth with kind of the movement of these players. And it was nice in 2010, but I feel like in 2011, it's a little bit more smooth. Bro, why is it taking so long to pick a play, and then we're going to get a delay of the game to start the game? What are we doing right now, bro? That's like a very bad sign. We went through all that just to get a passing play. Like, bro, we could have just picked anything and audibled it at the line. And Brown is still the quarterback after everything I said, and he just threw up a bomb. First play of the game, showing our dominance and how we're going to throw the ball around. And I really did think there was going to be a controversy. But then when I realized the quarterback that we've won all our games with to this point, that we won, 14 games with, was coming back, there is no controversy. He's got 23 wins under his belt. And what is there to be controversial about? Like I said, this program had always been middle of the pack. And I think now, with our second straight bowl game, and damn, that was there, but somehow it wasn't. He threw it to his feet. And honestly, I don't know if he threw it over the receiver that we saw coming across to the right, or if he threw it to the feet of the receiver coming across to the left. I really actually don't know. But yeah, there was no controversy. As good as he's been, I thought he was gone. And yes, Patrick is on his heels. Patrick is just as good as he is. And we get it to the running back in space. But at the end of the day, the goal is to have stability. Like, to be honest with you, he was with us when we jumped in and struggled with us. So why now that we're taking off when we switch? And his awareness was way above Patrick. The only thing that Patrick had is he had super or superior athleticism. That's really what it was. And right here, bro, they're getting after him. I don't know. The scout report is finally out, and this big number 48, built like the Trunchbull, came in and made a play. I don't know what it is. And now that I think about it, she was like a hammer thrower, and what's that other stuff? Squares coming across, and he tried to double catch it. What's that other thing they do? Discus, shot put, or whatever it is that they throw. I never realized like that's what she was even doing when I was a kid. I was just like, yo, this lady is huge. And we missed the field goal, so we started off really, like, I was going to say really, but then I was going to say pretty. Started off bad. Imagine we did all that work, moved down the field, and then right near the end zone just couldn't complete a pass, kicked it way short. And so we're going to simulate until we're back on offense. And we still have a chance, I think. Like I said, this team shouldn't be so dominant that we can't kind of push them around. Hopefully. I'm just mad we did all that work and we didn't score. So here we are, getting back to my favorite play, trying to find circle or square wide open, and it happens again. And that's really what it is. I found a play that works every single time. When they cross, I send the inside receivers on fade, seams, go routes, just deep concepts, and somehow, if we get the time in the pocket, like right there, throw up a prayer, and we can get big plays. But right now, it's clear that we're not going to get the time in the pocket that we need. It's very obvious. And like I said, we came out shaky, like we didn't even know how to call the first play of the game. And then now here we are. We just don't have the time. And it's very obvious. And then obviously, I'm going to try to get the ball to one of these guys on the inside, going outside, and he makes another great, spectacular catch that I don't even know if he actually made. But obviously, when you ask me what team am I on, I'm on Virginia, so anything that benefits is what we're going to go with. And then now here, he has no time. I don't know what it is about this big fluffy dude, number 48, future gym teacher, but he has no time. Well, I'm just saying that because his body type is crazy. He has the 38-year-old gym teacher body, and they're sending so much pressure. Now, Barnes makes a great play. He makes a good play. I mean, and gets us the first down, even though they had him dead to rights. But yeah, that's really what the problem has been so far. It's not that our plays don't work. Wow. Number 48 is going to be the defensive player of the game, and this is only the first quarter. Why is he making every tackle for loss play? I don't know. Like I said, though, I can't really remember triangles coming wide open. Can you make a play, Cain? Let's go. That's my big 6'6" sophomore. He made a play. His number is ugly, but that's one of the first ill celebrations yet. But yeah, we're stalling because they're getting pressure. It's not because our quarterback's not good anymore or we're not good anymore. It's the pressure. And I was going to say, maybe we did lose a lot of players last year in terms of the line, so now it's showing because he's getting worked at right tackle. And they normally put the guy who's, I want to say, a little bit better on the right tackle when you're a defensive line coach. You put your better player on the right tackle because, I don't know, I feel like left tackles are usually better and can control the blind side. So you put the better defensive end against, here we go, it doesn't matter who the hell, because now we got 4 sacks in the first minute, first quarter, and then 15 seconds into the second. God damn, bro. And I remember watching in real time when Alabama couldn't help Milroe how bad the game looked. Like, bro, can you give us time? Oh my gosh, bro. They jumped the snap. They're abusing us. If they're going to go to the league, it's going to be off of this game. If you had any doubts about the Washington State defensive line, as a scout, and you didn't know if 48 or 89 was a pro player, and I don't even know if they're seniors or juniors or whatever, I'm just saying, if they ever go to the NFL Combine or the draft, they're going to show the highlight of them versus Virginia, because this is ridiculous. 4 sacks, and then I do take a lot of time to let those deep routes open up. I'm not going to lie. I don't do the quick get the ball out of his hands like I've done in previous series. Like, even, for example, at first with the Aggies, I used to get the ball out of his hands, and then towards the end, we started taking shots and we started winning more. Because you have no answer for that. When a team could just come out and throw a 40-yard bomb, run for 40 yards, which I haven't done with running, but if they can get a big play, it kind of deflates the whole defense. Like right here, they're sending everybody and they're getting to him. But Also, you got to take what the defense gives you. This defense is not giving you any time to be able to get deep crossing routes and anything like that. So that's another aspect of the game, is we could try to control, like right there, we got the yards that we needed. Now we just need one. But like you see here, they're creeping up, so they're coming at the end of the day. So we made a great catch, Cain, our 6'6" receiver, and he was our guy that we got. And I knew he was going to be special. It came down to the last minute for us to even sign him in the off-season signing period time, and he's been big. And I remember earlier when I was saying, dang, he's going to be the fourth receiver when we start the season. Well, doesn't matter what receiver he is, he's making plays in his Sun Bowl. That's one of the best parts about the whole dynasty, is that after a while, you get to use the players that you recruited and you put your time and effort into getting, and he's having a good bowl game. We're up 14-0, and like I said, they're not going to be super dominant against us, so we're going to continue to have the lead. They score their first point, we score another touchdown. Now we're in the fourth quarter, and they still don't score a touchdown. But what always happens with me is, knowing that this is one of the last times I'll be able to play with this team, I want to get the most out of it. So we have 3 minutes and 43 seconds left, and we're going to be playing instead of just trying to go to the end of the game. And it's been a rough game, but Hayes gets a nice catch across the middle. And right there, it looked like we had a little bit more time than we've had all game, which I'm obviously going to be appreciative of. And maybe we can be able to move the ball like we've done throughout this whole dynasty, like X. What is wrong with me? That was clearly square. Like, in what world was that X? I saw him coming up in the whole time and I said X. And this is not one of those situations where I'm like super tired. I literally just woke up. I don't know why I can't see. And that play has been open for us this game, but just not on that iteration of it. It's been open. We've hit 2 of those where they ended up catching it and barely getting their feet in bounds and getting out of bounds throughout the game so far. And then the problem hasn't even been moving the ball. As you can see here, our problem is once we get across our half of the field, it's like we stall almost every single time. So we're going to do something a little bit different and run the ball here. And that's really to clock management, because I'm starting to think I don't want to have the bad clock management experiences that I've had so far, and then we get the jet sweep to turn into a first down, and we're just attacking them in different ways right now. And then now we're going to go with the crossing routes that we've been using throughout this series. So yeah, that's a great play by the defensive player, being able to dive in there and disrupt. Now, let's see what we can do. 2nd and 10. This is our bread and butter. Slants on the outsides. And we try to get it to square early this time. He literally catches it and like runs into his own player. So for John Brown, we need 1 more yard for 300, which is something that he's done regularly as our quarterback. And that's the thing too. This is not our senior day. So yeah, we've been getting the same plays this whole game with the outs and our receivers running crossers. But yeah, this is not a senior game, but this is his last game no matter what now. So like last year, I guess I was premature and ready for him to go. But I mean, now we're going to have 10 wins on the season. And he's going to go in down. Imagine that. You're going to go in down. He's going to go down as one of the best quarterbacks to play for UVA, especially just in a long time. And that's because we're going to have these 2 bowl wins. And like I said, the last coach was not horrible. He had bowl wins. Well, I don't even know, actually. Don't say that. Hey, scratch that for the record, because, bro, I actually don't know what he had or didn't have. I just know he only had one season that was like ridiculously under 500. So we're continuing to simulate, and now we're going to get the ball back with not even a minute left. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to get my guys in the game that haven't been able to play as much. So what are we going to do? Are we going to put in Patrick, or are we going to put in our redshirt freshman quarterback? And then running back, Dubinsky. Receiver, I mean, everybody's been in so far, but let's see, maybe, move Cain up as if he doesn't already have 2 touchdowns. And then Wallace, no, he's not any one of my, favorite or anything. So Polland is going to be our freshman for us. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Maybe it's because I just woke up, I don't know how to speak. And we got Byron Smith. So we got 2 freshmen that we move up. And then maybe, because remember, I did have a bunch of receivers when we went through the depth chart earlier. Who else do we even have? We can throw out there. So Kevin Johnson. So we're going to put our all freshman receiving crew out there. And then for tight end, we got Stewart, who was one of the top tight ends in the country, making sure he gets in. Man, we only have, like I said, a minute left, give or take, starting at our 13-yard line. So all we're going to do right now is just try to get the ball to our playmakers, even though we're up by almost 4 scores. And this is the point where you normally just run the clock out. We give it to Dubinsky. He looks tall, bro. He gets 4 yards on that carry. And I always say that too with bigger running backs. If you just lean forward with your momentum, you'll get yards. Oh, we got circle wide open. And that's Cain again. He's having a big game. Yeah, that was wide open, that curl. I don't know why it was so open. And then now we're going to get to our normal play that we've exploited every team with so far. With those deep slants, square coming across, but we threw it up and got it picked. Of course we did. Of course the freshman redshirt gets a pick in his second play. Or, well, not second play, but his second pass attempt, trying to throw it up to one of our young receivers. And the young receiver is so young, he just lets the defender just step in front and get the ball. But with that being said, I have to honor my pledge, which is anytime we turn over the ball, I gotta play. So at least I get to play with some of these defenders for one last time, and that should be a pick. But instead, the defender stops, puts his hand up, bats the ball away. I don't know why the hell you would ever do that in the history of sports. And they do it all the time. It's AI thing. And then now they're gonna run the ball, catch us off guard, and they got 3rd and 4. They call it timeout, and they're trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, play for pride. Oh, that's a sack. Get your ass on the ground. Let's go. I wonder if they go for it here. We're going to punt return. Yeah, they're going to kick it. Or, no, yeah, they're going to kick it because I guess they call timeout. So we get a chance to, with 9 seconds left, throw up a Hail Mary. I mean, what else we going to do? Are we going to kneel and be a respectful program? Hell no. Hell no. We're going to probably run our favorite play and send our inside receivers deep and go slants on the outside. And we're going to go take the shot again. This time it's batted away. And I think that's the problem too, is we're trying to take the shot. With our own quarterback, we normally don't throw that deep route. That go, fly, or whatever you want to call it. We actually normally don't even throw that. So here on a Hail Mary, with Brown actually coming back into the game, he throws it to the other team. The other team drops it, and we look like a bunch of dummies. And what I mean by that is we just look like jerks. Not so much that we're dumb or anything. We just look like jerks for even going that route. Because we were up by 4 scores. They weren't going to come back, and we still sat here and tried to air it out on them and do a bunch of weird stuff. So we're the 24th ranked team in the country by the time this game was played, and honestly, we just made ourselves look kind of bad at the end with our play calling decisions. And so now, the best thing that we can do is just, I guess, get on the bus and get out of here. Because I feel like it kind of takes away from the win to be such jerks at the end. And it was really me at first trying to get our young players in with only a minute left, and then they threw a pick. And then for John Brown, I mean, he had over 300 yards regardless with 2 touchdowns, no matter what. Nothing that he came in and did with the last couple of seconds meant anything. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I mean, we just got to 10 wins, right? First time in a long time for the program. And this is the common theme with every dynasty and school I've tried to rebuild so far. As we get to 10 wins, I think, at least by the last year. I'm pretty sure Army did. I know Baylor did, because we were in the top, 10 when we played Pittsburgh in that bowl game. And then New Mexico State, I know we got 10 wins in our last year as well, even though we played in the New Mexico Bowl. And then here with Virginia, another 10-win season. And it's kind of what I've always been saying as well, just that, the best results you get is in the third year, because now you have not only a couple years, 2 to be exact, to bring in some players you want, but also all the players that you inherited now buy in. So by that third year, it doesn't even matter how bad the team was when you got it. There's just going to be some type of direction. So 16 of 31, 307, 2 touchdowns, 4 sacks, and that was all early in the game. Running back had 14 carries. Barnes had 117 yards. Cain had 2 touchdowns. And those are your stars of the game in all reality. I don't know. This game didn't feel as... My stomach keeps growling, messing up the video. I don't know why. I don't want anyone to be like a health expert of why your stomach will growl so much as you just wake up. But we are Sun Bowl champions. Let's just add that to the trophy case. I remember when I visited Texas Tech, they have a whole walkway of just everything that they've won, which I think is cool. But that's it in terms of games played. Now the only thing we have left to do is go and see if we had any records broken. So passing yards in the season, 24-14. Obviously, they're going to give us a renewal. We are a 5-star prestige team. Number 19th ranked team in the country. And like I said before, I kind of got sidetracked, is we're going to go see if we have any All-Americans. And hopefully we do. I mean, we haven't been fortunate to this point, and it's only been the freshmen. And I think it's hard. I mean, the game is about individual greatness at some point. You have to have dudes like Johnson right here, our senior redshirt corner. So that's our first All-American. And second team, let's see if we get anybody. And I was going to say, yeah, you have to win at least 10 games, I feel like, in college football, or just be that good, right? If you're that good, you're that good. That's why I said it's an individual thing for these awards. But yeah, I think you have to be that good, but also you have to be on a team. Like our punter, Brandt, gets second team All-American. Obviously, more eyes on you with the more wins that your team can generate and be on TV and be seen and be in relevant games. But yeah, if you're good, you're good. You should be able to make these teams. So let's see now where we are with all conference players. Ended up with 2 All-Americans, which is a first for the program with me as the coach. And it looks like the Georgia Tech team, but we get Summers, the defensive tackle. We get Johnson, obviously. So we have 2. And I was going to say we better get the punter because he was an All-American. So we have 3 on the first team, and then we got the quarterback, obviously, the running back, Turner, who has always been good for us. So we got 5 so far. And then Pearson at 6. And we got Love, that's 7. 8 with Bryant, that's another corner. And that's been the trend. And then 9 with Hayes as the returner. That's been the trend. That last year when we win 10 games and we're more respected and we're ranked and those kinds of things, yeah, we normally get more of those kinds of recruits. So Brown was 17th in the nation in passing. And I mean, that's cool. He did break the single season passing record. I don't think he broke anything else. And now we're going to go look at who's leaving. This is the so hard, so sad part of the series when you know it's already over. And as a coach, I mean, I obviously renewed, but Love, he was good for us, 5.5 sacks. Both of the last 2 years. Pearson, and Love was all conference, had 5.5 sacks as well, 14 over his career. Barnes, he was solid. Number 9, had 600 yards this year, only 2 touchdowns. And I messed up. I should have went and looked at John Brown. But we got Jonathan Turner. He had 1,100 yards this year, 13 touchdowns for us. Obviously, that was a big season. And then receiving-wise, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. So he had a great year for us. Daly, that guy I was talking about why he was in the middle of the huddle, he had an okay career. I mean, 6.5 sacks for a career is not really nothing to talk about. Brandt, 6'6" punter, he was good. And Daly actually should have been an NFL player, in my opinion. Gant, our tackle, was good. Baker, our tackle, was good. I'm still hung up on how that guy didn't make the NFL. Hayes had a good year. His first year was actually better. And that's the guys that we're losing. And like I said, I mean, I know Brown wasn't all that, and he wasn't going to be an NFL player. But he did have a season to remember and then guiding the team to 10 wins because, you know, that's how it always is. So I am 24-14 in my career, 2 winning seasons, 10-3 this last year, 5-6 against rivals, 2 bowl wins, and we revived the Virginia program. It wasn't easy. And there it goes, the end to another video following Coach Ty David on his journey from coaching high school, college, and now the NFL. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon.